Welcome back to Last on Drafts. I'm your host, Zach. Got my wife back with me this week.
Hello.
Couldn't make it over there to Junior's. He had a lot of stuff to do today, so, yep. We're here. We're here. Not drinking anything tonight because my dumbass decided to take a weed eater with a blade for cutting small shrubs to my hand. So I am on hydrocodone, so I'm a little high tonight.
Really good stuff.
Yeah, really good stuff, really good. So I think we're going to kind of talk about some of the injuries that I have endured over the last 32 years of my life. And just kind of ramble on about some other shit. Yeah. Y'all gonna have to look over me. I'm feeling pretty good right now.
We can tell.
Yeah. So, I was outside this morning and pretty much, like I said, I had a weed eater with a blade on it for cutting like small trees and just like shrubs and stuff like that, where we had cut a bunch of trees down over the summer and it kind of grew back, so I was trying to knock some of that stuff down, and there was a vine on a tree that I was trying to pull down, and had my weed eater in my right hand and just did not realize how close my hand was to the blade until I started gushing blood. So yeah, luckily my wife was here at the house and came running and see me bleeding, and we jumped in the car and went to the hospital. They did an x-ray, said I have a small fracture because it cut it down to the bone. So I'm all wrapped up right now. I'm supposed to go see a bone doctor on Monday, right?
Right.
Yeah. And so I don't know what they'll do, but they stitched me up at the hospital and wrapped it up and everything, told me not to get it wet. So yeah.
You're just broken.
Yeah, I mean this last week and a half has been something else, because not this past Thursday, but last Thursday, so about 9 days ago, pulled a muscle while I was at work and everything. Had to leave work early and go to the urgent care, and luckily it was just a pulled muscle, nothing serious. Then yesterday I was at work and dropped a down piece of metal frame with wood in it on my foot. Of course, I had steel-toe boots on, but it did not hit the steel part of my boot. It hit like right on the top of my foot. So my foot is got a nice little goose egg on it, and it's a little swollen, and I think it's starting to bruise. So this week and a half is not it's not been my week, and today, nearly cut my thumb off. Yeah. Anyway, what we're going to talk about, I guess, what about 5 years ago? Maybe 6? I think I talked about this in a previous podcast with Junior. I'd say about 5 or 6 years ago, I was in a real bad car wreck and hit some black ice, rolled my car 3 times up a hill, because, go big or go home, right?
That's all your stuff. That's
yeah,
all your
like,
energy.
that is pretty much my whole, like, what am I trying to say?
Life, your whole life.
Yeah, my whole life is, I'm going to get that tattooed, like, across my chest or my back. Go big or go home.
Since day one.
It's like, when I do something, I go big. So, hitting black ice and rolling up a hill 3 times. I mean, you got to have some serious talent for that. Tore my ACL on my left knee, messed up my shoulder, had to have surgery on my knee to repair the ACL, had some bone spurs in my shoulder, had to have surgery on, jacked up one of my fingers on my right hand, like cut it really, really bad. Luckily I didn't have to have stitches on my finger that day, but yeah. What else?
What about when your sugar?
Oh, yeah, so it's been 2 years now?
I think, was it a year or two? I think maybe two.
I think it was 2 years. We decided to go to the beach.
That's not when your sugar was 1,300?
No, but I gotta lead them up to the story.
Oh, okay.
So, about 2 years ago, me and my wife went to the beach for Thanksgiving. And we got down there, like, started realizing my left side of my face started acting weird. Like, I couldn't move it, like all the nerves or something, and it just quit working. So I couldn't smile, like I couldn't blink and everything like that. And so I didn't know it was Bell's palsy at the time. So, we had, a good time at the beach and everything. I didn't want to go to the hospital while I was down there because I didn't want to ruin our vacation. And then when I got home, I went to the hospital, and that's what they said it was. They said it was Bell palsy and not a stroke. So they had put me on Bell's prednisone one time, and I was fine with it. And then they was trying to I think they was putting me back on prednisone again, like a month later or something, to try to help a little bit more with getting some feeling back in my face. And then that's when it shot my sugar up to 1,300.
Yes.
And then, so it about killed me. So I had to go to the hospital and stay in the hospital for 5 days. And it was...
I left work to come to the hospital, and I was like, did they figure out what was wrong? Because you had kept you're like, babe, I'm dizzy. I feel like I'm going to pass out. Blah, 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 blah. And so you finally went to the hospital. And I left work to go up there with you, but you had just checked in, and you were like, they know what's wrong with me, and I was like, what? You said my sugar is 1,300. I was like, no, babe, your sugar is not 1,300. I thought you had the numbers wrong, like it was a different kind of reading, because I was like, ain't nobody's sugar 1,300. Right. Yours was.
Yeah, and they come in, and I told the nurse that my wife didn't believe me. Well,
I did not.
We wasn't married at that time. Not yet.
No,
we wasn't married. I was like, yeah, my girlfriend don't believe me, and she's like, yeah, his sugar's 1,300. She's like, oh, shit.
And it took you a long time to get it down, too.
I was, like I said, I was in the hospital for 5 days. And everything. I don't know what's going on. Someone's coming up the steps. What's going on? No, my sister's coming up for some reason. What? Give us a few minutes and we'll be back down.
It should be in the cabinet.
Yeah.
TV. It's down here.
Anyway, sorry about that, y'all. But yeah, so... And even when I left the hospital, it was still pretty high. I think it was 200 and something or 300. So
I think it was 3, but
they wanted it further down or whatever, or lower, but it wasn't coming down anymore. So yeah, that was that. What else?
You thought you were Superman?
Oh yeah, I think I was 4 or 5 years old when this happened. I was born with a heart and kidney disease, and when I was probably about, like I said, 4 or 5, I was on a top of a bunk bed, the top part of it, and I was playing Superman or Batman or something, and had a little cape wrapped around my neck. And anyway, fluid had built up in my hip from my kidneys, and I fell, and when I did, I hit the side railing and broke my hip.
Okay, well, there's 2 different stories, because there's that story, and then there's a story that you thought you were Superman and you flew off the top bunk.
Well, I don't know. According to what my mom says, she says I jumped or something, but then she changes it to I fell or something. In any case, yeah, I broke my hip and was in a body cast from chest down for, I don't know, a while and everything. I'm telling you.
You don't do anything.
I don't do anything. Yeah, I don't do anything halfway. I go when I do it. I go all out. Oh my gosh. Yeah. So, what about you? You got any funny or crazy injury stories that?
Not really.
Nothing compared to my shenanigans.
I have a crazy medical story.
Okay, well, spit it out.
When I was about 7, I went to the hospital over some stomach pains or back pains or something, and they had found that I had a kidney stone. So, like anybody else, they gave me a strainer, sent me home, told me to wait for it to pass. It didn't pass though. And we had just assumed that I had, and I hadn't noticed or hadn't been using my strainer properly because I was like 7. I went again when I was like, I went to the hospital again when I was like 17, and I was actually just trying to get out of school. Like, I didn't want to go, and so I was playing hooky, and my dad was like, do you need to go to the hospital? I'm like, I think so. And he takes me, and they do tests, and I had a kidney stone the size of an egg.
Wow.
They said average size is the size of a dime, and mine was the size of an egg. And it had tore up my kidney, so my kidney doesn't function properly anymore. It functions at like 11%. I could have gotten it taken out or left in, and they just took out the stones. But I was like, I'm attached to my kidney, and you're gonna leave it in my body. But I didn't realize that it was just gonna like sit there and not function properly and kind of build up. I've had a couple more stones in that kidney since then because I feel like it doesn't flush out properly from where it doesn't function properly. But yeah, that's my just about only go big or go home story.
Yeah, it's like I had another one. I was like 18, and me and my sister was messing around and like riding on bicycles, and where my mom lives, there's like this really steep hill that you had to go up to get to our house. And it was blacktop and everything. We was riding, and my sister's like, I'm gonna race down this and everything. It's like, no, don't, and everything. And I don't know why I said that, but so I started chasing her, and then of course she stopped about a quarter of a way down the hill. And by this time, because I've done built up so much momentum and speed that I couldn't just like stop. So I was like, well, I'm just gonna race down this hill. And of course, but I get about halfway down, and I'm probably going 15 miles an hour because I was flying on a bicycle. And hit a rock in the middle of the road and flipped my bicycle. Bruised up my, got a little road rash on my beautiful face, and stuck my hands out to try to break some of my fall, and wound up cracking the wrist in my right hand. Luckily I didn't break it. I just had like a fracture in it. Had to wear a cast for like 6 weeks. Yeah. That wasn't really a go big or go home story, but it happened. I don't know. But yeah, it's been a journey. I have to when I get back over to juniors and everything, I have to tell some of the stories he's been, like some of the crazy injuries he's been in and everything. He was in a real bad car wreck when he was like 11, but we won't get into that right now. So yeah. What else? What else you want to talk about, babe? Oh, let me think here. Let's talk about how we met. I know it's kind of off topic, but let's talk about how we met. I feel like some people might want to know that.
Okay.
So, I've been talking for a minute, so I'll let you talk.
So I have my version of the story. I have been dating a guy for a little while. It was like my first serious boyfriend, and it was a horrible relationship. And was already kind of a man hater. I kind of got myself out of it, but I was already.
So. After 3 years, I would hope you got out of it.
I was already kind of a man hater, and then that just pushed me more into that mindset. And so after I broke up with him, I didn't want to get myself stuck in that situation again, because it was really hard to get out of. So I didn't date anybody for like 5 years. Like, I'd go on like one date here or there. It never made it to a second date, whether it was me or them or whatever. But I really wanted a kid. And so I was like, man, if I want a kid, I have to have a guy. I just have to.
And unless you get artificially inseminated, or I think I screwed all that.
Ain't nobody got money for that.
Yeah.
But anyways, so I got on a dating app, the Facebook dating app, and I had
messed around with a couple guys.
I didn't mess around with a couple of guys. I might have messaged a couple of guys.
Yeah.
And
then here
I
comes
messaged you.
Yeah.
And you wanted me to come over that night, and I was like, normally I would have said no.
Yeah.
Because that was way too fast. And I would have felt like you were just trying to get some. And you wanted me to come to your apartment. I was like, I'm not coming to your apartment. It's the first time we're meeting. Yeah. And it was late at night, too.
Yeah, it was probably, what 9:30, 10 o'clock, something like that. I mean, it was pretty late.
So we met at Sheetz, and I rode around in your vehicle because that's so much safer.
Well, like I said, it was late, and, there wasn't really a whole lot of stuff to do. So, yeah, we met at Sheetz and Dobson and drove around pretty much all night, just talking and getting to know each other. And then I took her to this one favorite spot of mine in Elkin by this river.
And we started kissing.
Yeah.
And then we were going to leave. We were going to go home.
Yeah.
We were going to go home.
Yeah.
But then the car wouldn't start.
Yeah, my car, I have no idea why it would not start. The only thing I could figure is I left my lights on or something while my car was turned off. That's the only thing I could figure. I don't know.
At this time, wasn't it like 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning?
It's like 2 a.m., 3 a.m., something like that. I mean, so it's like, it's late or early, depending on how you look at it. And, I'm sitting here freaking out because I'm thinking, okay, this girl's thinking I'm trying to take advantage of her, which was not the case. My car just would not crank. So,
you tried to call a lot of people.
I did. I tried to call, I tried to call Junior. I tried to call my mom, a couple other friends of mine, and I couldn't get a hold of nobody, which is understandable. It's 3 o'clock in the morning.
Well, you did get a hold of somebody. I don't know if it was Junior and Haley or who, because that was before I knew them. But I thought somebody said they were coming.
I don't remember.
Nobody came.
Yeah.
They probably felt like asleep.
Probably. I don't know. I don't know who it was that I got a hold of and said they were going to come, but they never showed up. But, so we we actually sat there and talked a little bit more and everything.
And then we got it on.
Yeah. I wasn't sure if I should say that, but yeah, we wound up actually having sex in the back of my car. And then, after we got done, of course my car cranked.
Right, first time.
Yeah, everybody thinks that I did that on purpose, but I swear, the car that we drive around a lot is the same car that night, my Kia Soul.
And now we've had it for 4 years and just now started having problems out of it.
Yeah,
and didn't have another single issue out of it starting.
So many people's like, Dude, he did something to his car. I swear I did not.
Yeah, even your people say you did something to
I was
your
like,
car.
I did not do nothing to my car. I mean, I'm glad it cranked and everything. But, yeah, it was... it was a very interesting night. And then, of course, I got her back to Sheets, and she went home, and I had to be at work at like 7 in
That's
the
probably
morning.
the only reason you got a second date.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got some, so I got a second date.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Didn't want to be considered a floozy,
Yeah.
as if sleeping together on the first date didn't
Well,
make that happen.
and here we are, 3 years later. Been married a year, and together 3 years. We actually got married on the same day that we started, like, dating, became boyfriend and girlfriend.
It'll be 2 years married and 4 years together in April.
Yeah, April 4th.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, 4/2/22 36. I don't know. I'm fine. Leave me alone.
And we're gonna go on a cruise
Hell
for our
yeah.
anniversary. And I think it's cute because our anniversary is 4/4, and this is our 4th year together.
4/4/22 is when we got married. 4/4/22. That's what I was trying to say, and then the
Yeah.
numbers got jumbled up. So. Oh, who needs alcohol when you got hydrocodone?
No, no.
I was planning on drinking tonight. I was going to get some Jack Daniels mixed drinks, but
Yeah, because those are my favorite.
yeah, those are her favorite, which I like them too. I like the fruit punch one pretty good. It's like the one I like to go to when I'm drinking the Jack Daniels, but yeah, I had other plans. So
Did you, though?
well, I was trying to weed eat and make myself.
Life had other plans
Yeah,
for you.
yeah. I was trying to weed eat and do, be a very eventful person. And, yeah, life happened. So, there's that. I guess that's about it. I don't really know what else we can really talk about. We're about almost 23 minutes in, so I feel like it's been long enough. And I'm high and sleepy and ready to go to bed. Oh, it's been a long day. Well, guys, I know this is a little bit different podcast than what we're used to doing, but it is what it is. You get what you get. So,
Especially today.
yeah, especially today. So hopefully next week will be a little bit better. Anyway, hope you follow us. Hope you share this with your friends, and I hope you enjoy it. And y'all have a good night.